Welcome back, children of the universe. This is ULC Northern Ministries Bible Study number 11, the whole armor of God. This will be section 11.4. We had left off a couple weeks ago with the beginning of this message, so you have to look at the previous ones for the reading and the beginning parts of the interpretation.
They're all called armor of God.
Just as an informative, we use the Greek and Hebrew lexicon to interpret the Bible. The Greek is for the New Testament to the most part, and the Hebrew is the Old Testament. That gives us a better understanding. So this is the interpretation based upon the Greek lexicon of the Holy Bible book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 11 through 17. Our previous ones we covered verses 11 through 12, and we're going to cover again 13 just as a refresher, and also to get me fired up, I think.
Get you? You already are.
Yeah.
So knowing this, meaning knowing everything before, which was, to break it down, that we do not war with flesh and blood. We war with principalities, powers, and rulers, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Now what that means is that people that are in power that seek to only take care of themselves. So knowing this, knowing that our war is not with the flesh and blood, but against injustices created by self-serving people.
Right.
Or self-serving organizations. Knowing this, and this is all in the preparedness to even put on the armor of God. We haven't even put on the armor of God yet. This is just the last part of the preparedness to be able to put on the armor of God. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
We have to know things before we're prepared for battle.
Yep.
Wow. So knowing this, be clothed with the entire suit of God's armor. Not a piece of it. Not a piece of what we're about to describe. None of that. The whole thing. Don't half butt it. Don't half do it.
Right.
100%. And you got something to say there, Jay?
In one of our previous videos, I gave a basic description or analogy of the armor of God using real-world clothing.
Right.
Just for those that don't really understand what we're talking about. So go back and watch them.
And we're going to get into the breakdown of what each one of these mean in a symbolic form. So, like I said, on the day that their evil makes its move, look, we're getting prepared for the day that evil makes its move. Every day. Do we not encounter adversity?
Yep.
Yes.
The name Satan, the word Satan means adversity. Adverse one.
Yeah.
Okay? So when we say that we're in adverse ways with somebody or something,
Mm-hmm.
we're saying that we're dealing with Satan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So all the scriptures that talk about Satan is talking about adversity. Now understand something. Most conflicts are based upon the inability for people to understand another's position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's give an understanding here. The green movement that's out to preserve the environment.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They have a just cause, correct?
Yeah.
Because we are responsible for this, our Earth. If we destroy Earth, we're destroying ourselves.
Yeah, because we're destroying the oxygen that we breathe.
So,
Not giving anywhere for our caustic fumes to go.
and they have a just cause.
Right.
Their adverse ones are big corporations
That aren't converting to green power.
that aren't trying to reduce their environmental footprint. I'm not going to say how to do that because that's up to each one of them to do it.
Yeah, and they're
Now, and here the second part of adversity is intolerance. The corporations aren't going to tolerate someone telling them what to do and making them lose profit, which is what their purpose is.
Right.
The green movement is not going to tolerate people putting too high of a carbon footprint. But aren't both of those a legitimate cause? Without all these corporations, we wouldn't even be able to do what we're doing right here.
Right.
So, and neither one of them, hold on, and neither one of them will compromise. If neither one of them will compromise,
Right.
then you have Satan.
Yeah, adversity with each other.
And so therefore,
They're each other's Satan.
they're each other's Satan.
Yeah.
Now, which one's
So-
truly just
What
in
that,
it
but that,
is
that's,
up to
that's,
them.
that's up to them to determine. And it's also up to people, in a democracy, the people choose what's just, they can't get locked in the bathroom.
No. Right there.
Go to your mom.
Jay, open the bathroom door.
Baby.
No, I'm
Honey,
good. He's
honey,
right
he's
here.
caught.
Yeah, but I kept
He's
hearing the
caught on
cat.
one of the things. The reason why he was
He's all right.
down
He'll
there.
figure it out. So, when we're looking at adversity, okay? When we're looking at adversity, when we're looking at Satan, everything has a purpose and a cause, correct? Do we not believe this? That everything
And everyone.
and everyone has a purpose.
Right.
So that means that even adverse situations has a purpose, a crossroads, as we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
Sister Wanda.
Well,
He's really is
He's stuck.
that's because he keeps getting caught on the backpack.
He's fine. He'll figure it out. There you go.
There
Right.
we go.
So, our cats are this is the temple of the cats. And
And
we
we got a few kittens.
we have a
running
few
around.
kittens. We have a little one kitten running around, and he's called Dash, and trust me, he dashes everywhere and gets into everything. So understand that adversity and dealing with Satan
Mm-hmm.
does not mean evil.
No. What's adverse to you may not be
Adverse to someone else. It's
Right.
about perception.
Yeah.
But spiritual wickedness is something different. If I, as a minister or a public official, only serve to serve myself, meaning I want you to tithe, not so that we can have property for the church and help others.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? I want you to tithe so that I have a place to live. So that I have food to eat.
Right.
A laborer is due his pay.
Right.
But if my whole thing is, send me $1,000 and we'll pray for you.
No.
Is that spiritual wickedness?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually is.
Because what am I doing? I'm preying on your faith
Yeah, for money.
For money.
for money. This is not a way for churches
Yeah.
to make your money. Bake sales, dude. Internal bingos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We can hold bingo among our members and not
Right.
have to have a license.
Now the
Right.
tithing.
Yeah.
Tithing is supposed to take care of the church.
Not the pastor. Hold on, not the pastor. The free-willed offerings. Hold on. Free-willed offerings are supposed to go to the keeper of the temple, which is
Thank
the,
you.
the
I
priest.
was going to ask you, how does the priest get taken care of?
Because the free will
Preacher.
offer. Okay, well, first off, if you
But
go back
thank
to
you,
the
you answered
if
my
you go back to
question.
the biblical thing, okay, the first thing it said is that you donate 10% of your first fruits, meaning
Right.
gross, not net, gross of
Right.
everything. And back in those days, back in the Old Testament days, that meant 10% of your firstborn cows, 10% of your firstborn sheep, 10% of your
Exactly.
And not just
field.
your firstborn, but your best.
Yeah, well, no. That was for specific offerings.
Oh, okay.
They were supposed to give 10% of their first fruits, meaning 10%
Before they did anything
before
else.
they did anything else. They were, and this is where all the churches preach 10% of gross, not for 10% of net. A lot of us have changed it because our situations today are a lot different than they
Right.
were then. But does that mean that it's changed? So the 10%, that was supposed to, first off, take care of the temple. Second off, it was to take care of the needs of the priest.
Right.
But the needs of the temple had to come first. Okay, then you had your free willed offerings, which were extra offerings that was given specifically for the priests to divide among themselves, so that they had something more than just basic needs.
They're luxuries.
Right, that was for their luxury.
Okay,
So there was no misappropriating that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
let me ask what I was going to ask so you can understand what I'm asking. So the tithing is to take care of the temple and the priest's necessities.
Right, the tithing is
Exactly.
to take care of the temple and the priest. The priest, or in this case, the ministers' basic needs.
Right.
Well, let me explain something to y'all. Right
It's
now,
just like
all the
The
tithing.
church, it was just like when the church owned a house that the preacher lived in the house that the church owned.
Right, and he
Right.
didn't have to pay rent,
And
but
he
he
didn't-
did have to pay his own utilities.
Right.
Yes.
The church paid for his rent.
Right now, the tithing members, we are actually the only tithing members right now because there's situations preventing us from getting the tithing set up properly.
Yeah.
We're getting that taken care of though. And it takes care of all of us for really the car and
The
not
car.
not
The
my
car.
house.
The car payment is draining us, but I do believe it was worth it because
It's
when the
helping.
church does go to build its credit, it's going to fall on the credit of the trustees, which
Right.
are these three right here, are the certified trustees, us three right here. And so I'm not asking you, every week when we preach these things, I'm not asking you for money because I don't believe that we're supposed to do that. If you want to give something,
Right.
give it on our website. You don't have to go through the tithing thing. You can do the PayPal for now. That operates even without us paying for the
Right.
other thing.
But-
But it's the PayPal's the only thing operative.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
right now we're putting it
Something
into
I
the
want to
car.
say. Most people misunderstand one thing about the Bible. Everybody's like tithing is just money. No, it's not. You
No.
need to give a little bit of your time and a little
Hold
bit
on,
It's
of
a
your
seed.
10% of your first fruits. We have, to be healthy, we're supposed to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. So what does that
Yeah,
leave in
what
a
is
day?
that?
16 hours.
16 to 18 hours.
But let's go with 16 hours.
with 8 hours sleep.
We're supposed
Yes.
to work 6 days a week, and on the 7th day take a break.
Right.
Doesn't mean any set day. But we're getting off track here, but maybe we're supposed to touch this.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch this. Okay? So out of 16, you should put your 1.6 hours a day towards your tabernacle, towards the temple, towards the works of the church that you're a part of. If you're not part of any church and you're a sole journeyman or journeywoman, journey person,
Yeah.
then 1.6 hours a day should be spent helping your community. Okay?
Kids do that.
But that does not exclude the 10% of your first fruits of money
Right.
being done.
No,
But-
I'm not.
Yeah,
excluding that.
that's what I'm saying. You're supposed to put 10% of everything you have. Everything you have.
Time, money,
Talent.
talent.
And so there we go. You need time, money, talent. If you're going to support a ministry, time, money, talent. If you're going to support your community, time, money, talent. So, and this is all part of putting on the armor of God too. I see where this is going. Because part of the preparedness, before we're even ready to make spiritual war, is understanding what we need to do to be right within ourselves, within our communities, within our organizations that we're a part of.
That's
And
where
within
not.
our spiritual walk.
That's where the not self-centered come in.
Right, and not to be self-centered in our motivations. If you are getting into church solely for making money,
You're doing it for the wrong reason.
you're doing it for the wrong reasons, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And I'm not trying to judge, I'm not, I really ain't.
You need to reevaluate yourself if that's why you're doing it.
Because I understand something. It's been my experience in this 25 years, there ain't no money in charity work. There's no money in social work. There's no money in civil advocacy. Okay? And that's only if you don't do it for money. The ones that do it for money aren't making much of a difference. So,
No.
I mean, you judge a tree by its fruits, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
In 25 years of this ministry, how much fruit have we seen worldwide?
Well, for the two of us that have seen it, you've
What?
seen more of it than I have because I was away from
Mhm.
the church for several years.
Right. And I was doing stuff before you and I met. So
Right. On the original church, other than the two of us, I only know of one. And I'm calling out to you, Leighton.
yeah, if you're out there late and you see this, man, get a hold of us.
I heard your music ministry's doing great.
We miss you, man.
We just want to hear from you. That's it.
Just give a shout out. And we're going to end up having to take a break here before we get on to there. Let me finish this out here real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Knowing all this, be clothed with the entire suit of God's armor, so that you are empowered within yourself to stand against injustice, inequity, personal conflicts, with slanderous and deceitful powers, as before mentioned, and personal conflicts. Understand that this means that not only are we arming ourselves from an outside force, we have to arm ourselves and prepare ourselves against inside conflict.
Yep.
Because we can be our own Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
You know what? The old Baptist minister, Mark Lubag, he said that until you get over yourself, you ain't got to worry about the devil.
You are your own worst enemy.
Until you get over yourself,
Mhm.
you ain't got to worry about the devil.
Amen.
So until you get over yourself, you ain't got to worry about outside adversity, because guess what? If you're in self-conflict, you're already your own adverse one.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that are suffer from any form of depression, we know what you're going through.
Oh yeah.
Well, we feel it.
We feel it. And that your depression is your biggest Satan.
But it's also your biggest gift, and let me explain to you why. Okay, our bodies work. Oh Lord. Our bodies work to cause mania, giving us adrenaline to get things done, which
Yes.
causes mania.
Yes.
Now, when the adrenaline's done, and the need for that work is accomplished, and we begin to relax, we're supposed to then reabsorb the adrenaline that has not been used. It's called metabolizing. We're supposed to reabsorb the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Then we produce dopamines, which causes physical and mental depression so that we can rest. So here's what happens. There's some kind of chemical imbalance that either puts out too many adrenals or too many depressives. Then you have other functions that cause. Do you realize that if you're depressed about a situation, that is your body saying that you need to do something about it? Understand what I just said. If you fall into depression about any situation,
It's your mind.
that is your mind and your soul telling yourself,
Get up and do
get up
something.
and do something about it. Oh, my back hurts. Take a freaking Tylenol and go walk. That's what I
Yeah.
do. Oh, so-and-so left. Hold on. So-and-so left me. So-and-so just left me all by myself, brothers and sisters, and I just so sorrowful. Okay, you have a right to be. But why are you relying on that person to fulfill you?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Oh, wait a minute.
I envy you, by the way.
Why?
You can just take a Tylenol and get up and go. I have to take prescription street naproxen. But I still do it and I get up and go.
Listen, I pop Tylenol and I go. I should have prescription straight Percocets. But they won't give me those things because I have to feel my heart.
I didn't say.
I
I
have
meant
one
to say
problem.
naproxen, but you can't take naproxen.
I'm in last stage of renal disease.
But if you allow that to stop you, if
Exactly.
you allow that to make you depressed, what is that your body saying? What is that your mind and body saying? If you got depressed over having that, what's
Get up
that
and
your
do it.
mind and body saying?
Get over it.
It's trying to tell you If we lay down, we're preparing to die.
Yep.
Do you understand this? If we lay down and wallow,
Yep.
we are preparing to die.
Yep.
We're not yelling at you, little one.
No, we're not yelling at you.
Oh, be blessed. No, hear the voice of the Lord in there.
Yes.
You're fine. We're not yelling at Mama either. We're
I
we're
don't
preaching the word.
I don't have time to be depressed. I got too much to take care of.
And that right there is the biggest thing that fights off depression. Is I have to get up and do something.
I have to get up
Understand,
and do
this,
what I gotta do.
this may sound cold-hearted, people. I'm not trying to be, because I get depressed. When I get depressed, I have to tell myself, when it's a fight, this is easier said than done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's easier said than done, but I have to tell myself, I got a church that needs me.
Yes.
What? Do they?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
I got a wife that needs me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a child that needs me.
Yes.
Even though they're adult children,
Yep.
in my case.
Right.
I
I have a brother or a sister or a dad or a mom.
Niece or nephew.
Niece, nephew.
I have kids that always need me,
We
no matter
have the
what.
streets. Come on, man. The streets. The streets that need us. That need us to be a light. That need us to smile at them. That need us, that even if we can't afford to feed them, to at least let them know that we care about them because they're
That's
human.
right.
There's always some reason to get up and do. You cannot lay down and put on an armor and then lay down. Life is not about letting it beat you down so bad that you just lay around and wallow in misery.
I don't have
Because
time
if
to
you're
walk.
wallowing in misery, if you're wallowing in depression, that is your mind, your soul, your spirit telling your body, get up and do something. If you start feeling pain, that lets you know you're what? Alive. If I poke you right now with a needle and it hurts,
Oh,
then
she
that
knows
means
about
you're
that.
what? I bet that's why I use that. If I poke you with a needle right now and it hurts, what was the... Yes, that hurts. That's the first thing we think of. Ouch, that hurts. That's adverse, man. No, but what was the blessing in that? It let you know that you were...
Alive and well.
When you start
And
feeling something about a situation, hold on, when you start to feel something, whether it's internal, external, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whether it's mental, it means you're
Alive.
and human.
Yeah.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
So quit wallowing in self-pity.
Yeah.
Quit wallowing in depression. If you're depressed, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Know that you have value, that you have a role to play, that you have a place in this world, and there's things that you need to do for you and others. Be dedicated. A soldier does not put on an armor to not dedicate him or herself to battle. And life is a battle. Everyday life is a battle. The reason our organism survives is because it strives to live. It battles to live. So do you think that the spirit's not the same?
Spirit is the same.
Does not the spirit have to strive every day?
Yep.
Do we not have to focus? Do we not have to prepare?
Yeah.
So if I wake up in the morning and I still don't feel good, or I'm on the period, and I don't feel like doing nothing, and I cave to that, what have I done?
Nothing.
You've given up.
So here we go, because why? Sick or not, 6 days a week, you are to tarry and do.
Yep.
Yep.
Get through it all, and then on the 7th day, if you have to collapse all dang day, that's the time to do it. If it's among the work day,
Yep.
if it's among the 6 days we're supposed to be working, then it don't matter whether you got the flu, COVID, a period.
That's right.
And
It doesn't matter if you got backaches, pain aches, arthritis, tendonitis, retinal failure, cancer. No, in the 6 days that we're to be doing, We're to be up doing and doing and doing. And on the seventh day, that's when you can collapse and do whatever you want. Otherwise, you're being selfish.
Yep.
But what if your body is straight because it's healing? What if your body collapses?
If you collapse,
Now,
hold on now. I'm coming back to some old school non-bubble wrap crap.
I know.
All right? And that's this. If I collapse in the field, at least I collapse doing something.
yeah.
Exactly.
But
If I collapse, then that is for sure. That is for sure your body telling your mind and your soul it's time to rest. Okay?
Yeah.
but here's what I was trying to ask. Let me finish my question.
I've been there.
And you distribute your responsibilities,
Been there.
but right as you're collapsing, are you still completing your mission for that?
But you are completing it because your body just collapsed. It doesn't matter whether you're completed with the task you set out to do or not. The universe has then said,
Take a break.
you need to take a break. All right?
Yep.
Now, does that mean that we overdo during the day? No, I'm not saying
No.
that. But what I'm saying is you cannot be prepared to live if all you do is prepare to die to a handicap. Huh? No, listen, if you prepare to die for a handicap, are you living?
No.
No.
No, I'd rather live than, oh, I got this, I got that, and
And I can-
I'm sitting in my pity chair not doing anything.
Because
about
how many
to
people...
to this.
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. Okay. All my, story. All my life, I've been hurt and stuff, and I've been falling like dominoes, but I pick myself automatically back up again and again. All those times that I
Yeah.
have made mistakes, or or other people has made mistakes. I literally picked myself up, moved away from the toxic crap, and walked.
And that's the other thing is that, tolerance does not mean that you have to associate with
right.
people. Acceptance does not mean you have to associate. Forgiveness does not mean you have to associate. You see what? Compassion does not mean you have to associate.
Yeah.
Which I'm writing another book. It's called The Writings of the Reverend.
I got 2 of them.
But here's
Oh, did you order the thread we shred too?
Yes.
what
That's
I
a
want,
basic constitution.
here's what I
I
want to
think
say
it's
on
the sample, but
some of this is when you do work, pace yourself. Don't kill yourself to get your week done. Pace yourself. Go at a decent pace, a steady pace.
That's right for you, right?
Right.
That's right for each person.
Right.
But at the same time, don't give up just because something hurts.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Does
worked.
that make sense?
You want to know what my normal thing is when I'm hurting? I'm getting too old for this crap. Take my medicine, swallow it, and go.
But that's what we have to do, and that's what I'm saying is we can't sit around. We're not. If we're going to be in the battle of life, then we have to what? Live.
Okay, we worked all week long, but the weekends were time for the kids.
And
Yeah.
but that's still work. Raising
And
kids.
Sunday-
Raising kids is not a free time. It's a job.
Oh yeah.
And Sunday was church, no matter what.
Yeah.
Once you have a child,
You
don't
get
expect a break for 18 years, people.
No,
What I mean by that,
Don't expect a break until you're dead.
what I mean by that
Thank you.
is, what I mean by that is,
So true.
your responsibility is until that.
Your responsibility is to that child all of its life.
24/7, 7
Right.
days
Or
a
as
week,
long
no
as
matter
you're alive.
what.
Because
What I
let me
mean-
hold on. This man who's saying that your responsibility ends at 18,
I call bull on that myself because my mom,
this is the same man that calls his mom
when I can't get a hold of him,
when he can't get a hold of me or somebody else. And thank God for his mother because she's just an adorable light. And I wish she would have joined us at least once. Maybe she's watching the videos. If you are, hopefully you are. I want to thank you for bringing this guy into the world because he's been my good buddy. And you for being you.
Yeah.
And my mom never told me I was an accident. She always told me I was a surprise.
My-
Same
my
difference.
kids-
No.
No, accident is you didn't intend it, you didn't want it.
Oh God, but I've had a few of those. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, kids.
Krista was a surprise, and both of them were always been a blessing in my life, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what we went through,
And that's an amen on that, because even
no matter what.
in the short amount of times. Okay, guys, we did not get this here, okay? Let me get this back. So make sure you're prepared for life.
Yep.
And when you're ready, then make your stand. Wow. When you're prepared, don't go half into it. Prepare. Let's come here to some daily things, daily battles. Make a list. When you wake up in the morning, make a list. People do not fail to plan, or plan to fail. They fail to plan. Do you understand this?
I'm guilty.
I'm
That
guilty
one.
too.
Guilty. I can make a grocery list, or my brothers can make a grocery list, and
anything on the list.
still
That's
forget
sometimes what we
something.
do.
And it's not just that; it's every day. You know, if I didn't, I put that. How many times have I forgot transportations? And that's even with the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you understand what? That's even with the list up there.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody plans to fail.
They fail to plan.
They fail to plan. So when you're ready, part of preparation is planning, dealing with any kind of obstacles.
Mhm.
You know, the good thing about America, you can kind of throw yourself into a business. You can kind of generate income from like anything, like literally. You know, the good thing about America is that we're able to do that. And there's other countries like that, but I can only speak for America because I'm American. If I wanted to, if I didn't have a job, I could create one.
Okay, I had a business in Texas, and it was it's called have vacuum will travel. You know that the Western have what was it
Have
called?
gun will travel.
Have gun will travel. Well,
Yeah.
mine was vacuum cleaner will travel.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And what I did, I cleaned houses around the Woodlands, Texas, around the golf course. So,
Oh, the Rixie neighborhood.
You generated it. So here we go. Make sure you're prepared, and when you're ready, make a stand. And this, my friend, is a passive-aggressive approach to all situations. Understand what I just said? Once you've done this, then, and that's where we're going to go, then stand. Then stand. When you have completed all the preparedness, and you then put on the armor, after you prepare, you put on the armor, then you make your stand.
Mhm.
Then stand. Did that say lay down and be depressed?
No.
No.
Did that say lay down and go to sleep?
No.
I
that
stood up to pick.
Did that say sit down?
Exactly.
No.
I stood up to the devil, and he shut up.
So then stand.
Mhm.
We're going to take a break right here.
Yeah.
I want this to soak into the people that are here, and I extend out to the people in the audience. If I offended you in any way, good. If I didn't offend you and you liked it, good. Any way it goes, post, make a comment, subscribe, and share. Even if you want to get on me for saying that we were a bubble wrap society, you didn't agree with what I had to say, or you didn't agree with what Jay had to say, or you didn't agree with what Krista had to say, or what Sister Wanda had to say. We want you to put your input here. But I'm not going to beg you for it. It seems like I am, and that's why I'm telling you, I don't care if you post or not.
It's like a tough shit thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't like it, lump it, and
Oh, well.
if you don't like it and you don't want to lump it, post it. If you
Yeah.
don't,
Or
well,
don't
I
watch.
don't care either way. Because I'm tired of begging people to come to the truth. Understand this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beg anyone
Come
to come to the church.
Yeah.
Our church will never beg for viewers.
Nope.
No.
You don't like it? Oh well. You don't subscribe, you don't share? Oh well. I really don't want you to because then that means I've got to respond.
Don't let him kid you. He likes to respond to everything.
No, I don't. I'm naturally lazy. I'd prefer to lay around, take all of your money, get drunk, and do nothing for you.
And I call bull. Now remember, all politicians lie, cheat, and steal.
Yeah.
Vote for me next year when I run for the
Hey,
next presidential election.
Hey, here to something.
We'll see you here in the next part.